Hello, my reading friends. Welcome back to the Jane Austen Literacy Foundation. My name is Melissa. I am the community manager, and I know you typically see me sitting on the floor talking about books, but today we are going to mix it up a little bit. I have my feather duster in hand, and I think it is definitely time for my bookcase to have a bit of a seasonal refresh, and I thought I would bring you along for the journey. So it needs a good dusting. I want to add in a few seasonal mixes here to the top. I would love to know, do you change up your bookcases for the seasons, or do you just sometimes get bored and you feel like you want it to look a little bit differently? That is what I am going to endeavor to do today. We will get to the rest of the mess that is underneath at another time, but today we're just going to focus on the top, making it feel pretty inspired. I keep wishing that fall would be here, and it is not happening. It is almost 90 degrees here today in Ohio, and I am sweating, and I want fall weather to be here. I want pumpkins, I want apple cider, I want all the things, but we're just going to make it happen in our own time indoors. So I am going to get to dusting. I'm going to take everything off the top. I will share some different things that I have in here that I think might be of interest to you as I go along, and then we will see what it looks like at the end. Feel free to grab a cup of tea. Let's hang out and change up a bookcase. This is one of the oldest books that I own. It is a copy of A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens, and I can still remember the little tiny antique shop that I found this in. I think it was maybe around 16 years old or so, and I was just so excited to find this. It is from 1927, and it's just this little pocket edition. At the time, it was by far the oldest book that I had ever seen, and I love that it has a little inscription here to Marjorie Ruth Spinks from Woodstock, Ontario. Just such a fun little book to have in my collection, and has been with me for quite a long time. I've had this book on the bookcase for quite a while. How to Murder Your Employer, or Murder Your Employer, The McMaster's Guide to Homicide. And it is a signed copy that I grabbed at Barnes & Noble. I think this has been out for a few years. And I just was so taken in by the cover that I really wanted to add this to my collection. And I haven't read it. So I think maybe I will try to get to this fall. And it's probably going to make its way back on. So we'll keep this to the side. If you ever see these doilies in anything that I do, these were mostly from my great-grandmother and my grandmother, so they're very special to me, and I like to keep them out just as little mementos of my family heritage. Hats, vintage hats. I absolutely love hats. I love wearing them. This one I grabbed used online for only a few dollars, and I just think it is so magical. It makes me feel like I should be in a riding habit and horseback riding somewhere, even though I haven't gone on a horseback ride in probably 30 years, maybe. It's been a while. But instantly it feels special, and you feel like something other than yourself when you put on a hat, and I absolutely love them. Do you love hats? Do you wear them? Would you go to a hat-themed tea party? That might be some fun for us to have together. I remember that one of the first times that I ever came across hats was in a living museum that is near my house that we used to go to all the time when I was a child, and there was this hat shop called Mrs. Cohen's hat shop and it had other supplies in there. And I remember that Mrs. Cohen was a young widow, and I believe it was three children she had to take care of. And she ran the shop. She also had boarders, and she had her children to take care of. And she worked extremely long hours to provide for her family, and that always left an impact on me. But in the little go in and you could try on different hats. And some of the ladies that worked there at the museum taught me how to make little rosettes. And I've never forgotten that special place. And I still like to go back and visit it today. We went down in the basement to explore, and I found a little bit of sort of themed things. I need to find batteries. This is one of those flickering battery operated candles because I have three cats and nothing is safe from their reach. So we'll see how this looks out here. Again, more battery operated candles. These are a few books that are on my fall TBR list. So I have Love in the Time of Serial Killers. This is one that I grabbed for my birthday and have not read it yet. So it's been since June. And it just seems like the perfect time of year to read about a serial killer. The next that I have is The X Hex. This was one that I found in a library used book sale. And I read a review on this the other day, and it seems like it's a very playful take on things, witchy vibes, that sort of rom-com feel. So I think this would be a lot of fun as well. And then this book, The Notting Hill Mystery, is the first it was a serialized detective story between 1862 and 1863, and it was published once a week. And I think that this would be a lot of fun. It's going to be, I think, a little bit tricky to get through, but if I can, I think it will be a lot of fun. So this will be in the mix of things to check out for the fall season as well. I think I'm going to keep it pretty minimal for the fall, and then I'll maybe add some leaves and things as the weather actually starts to change and kind of fill it out a little bit more. But for now, this is what it is going to look like.